You know how sometimes you walk past something and it just feels off? Like an old toy or a piece of furniture, and for some reason your stomach just tightens up, like it knows something your brain doesn't. Well, there are real objects out there that carry that exact kind of weight. Not props, not legends, not made-up ghost stories, but actual things people have owned, touched, and in some cases, suffered from. Tonight, let's talk about 7 of them. 7 objects so disturbing, you'll never look at antiques or dolls the same way again. Objects 1. The Dybbuk Box. So picture this. A guy buys this old wooden wine cabinet off eBay. Nothing fancy, just a strange little box with a story attached. Supposedly, it belonged to a Holocaust survivor, and she had one request: don't ever open it. Of course, he brings it home, and right away, weird things start happening. Cold drafts move through the house, the smell of jasmine one moment, then cat urine the next. He starts having nightmares, always the same, some kind of shadowy figure staring at him, and it doesn't stop there. His hair begins falling out in chunks, electronics break, lights flicker, so he sells it, passes it on. But here's the thing, the curse doesn't stay behind. The next owner sees dark figures out of the corner of his eye. Another has a stroke, out of nowhere. It's like the box chooses whoever touches it, and then just feeds on them. Eventually, it ends up in a glass case in Zach Boggin's Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, locked away like a caged animal. But even then, people swear they hear whispers when they walk past. And remember Post Malone's string of disasters a few years ago? Plane emergencies, car crashes, robberies, all right after he handled the Dybbuk Box. Coincidence? Maybe, but maybe not. Objects 2. Annabelle the Doll. Now, Annabelle doesn't look scary, she's just a Raggedy Ann doll, the kind you'd expect sitting on a child's bed. Big eyes, stitched smile, nothing threatening about her at all. But in the 1970s, 2 nursing students brought her home, and right away, things got strange. She would shift positions when no one was around. Arms crossed, then uncrossed, legs different, like she moved when no one was watching. Then little notes started appearing, crumpled scraps of paper with the words "Help us" written on them, even though neither girl admitted to writing them. And one day, the doll was found with red stains on her hands and chest, like blood. The scariest moment? A friend stayed over, and he woke up in the middle of the night with Annabelle sitting on his chest. He swore he couldn't breathe, like she was strangling him. That's when they called Ed and Lorraine Warren, and the Warrens said it wasn't a ghost at all. No, it was something worse, a demon using the doll as a vessel, waiting for a permanent host. Today, Annabelle's locked up in a glass case in the Warrens Museum, sealed and blessed, but even that hasn't stopped her. One guy mocked her, tapped on the glass, dared her to do something. Hours later, he was dead in a motorcycle crash. So yeah, a doll doesn't have to blink or smile to be dangerous. Sometimes, all it needs is your attention. Objects 3. The Crying Boy Painting. This one looks innocent enough. Just a painting of a little boy with sad eyes, tears rolling down his face. Cheap prints. People bought them by the thousands in the 1950s. You'd find them hanging in living rooms all across Britain. But then, the fires started. House after house burned to the ground. Families lost everything. Everything except one thing, the Crying Boy Painting. It would be there, lying in the ashes, untouched. Newspapers picked it up. Firefighters swore they'd seen it over and over. The same painting, always surviving, always staring through the smoke. People started to panic, saying the boy was cursed, that anyone who owned the print was doomed. Some tried to burn theirs, but the story goes, even the flames refused to touch it. Others threw them out, only to have them show back up, leaning against the door. Today, most people laugh it off. Just a creepy coincidence. But if you grew up in the UK back then, you'll remember, no one wanted that sad-eyed boy on their wall, not after seeing what came with him. Objects 4. The Hands Resist Him Painting. This one doesn't just sit quietly on a wall, it moves. The painting shows a boy standing in front of a glass door, a strange little doll girl by his side. But when people bought it, they noticed changes. At night, the boy would vanish from the canvas. Sometimes the doll would too. People swore they saw her moving inside the painting, like she was trying to get out. Owners reported cold spots, headaches, sudden feelings of dread. Some said they woke up at night to find the boy and the doll standing at the foot of their bed. It got so bad, the painting was put up for auction online with a warning: do not bid if you are faint of heart. And even through the computer screen, people complained of feeling sick, seeing shadowy figures behind them as they looked at the listing. The buyer who finally took it keeps it locked away, because some things, once they start moving, don't stop. Objects 5. The Busby's Stoop Chair. This one goes way back, 1702. A man named Thomas Busby murdered his father-in-law, then was sentenced to hang, and his last request? To have a final drink in his favorite chair at the pub. Before he left, he cursed it, said anyone who sat in it would die, and for centuries people tested it. Soldiers in World War II who dared each other to sit never made it back from battle. Delivery men, workers, even a roofer who tried it for a laugh, all dead within days. The legend grew so strong, the pub owner finally gave the chair away to a museum, but not on the floor. Oh no. They hung it high up on the wall, where no one could ever sit in it again, because apparently that curse doesn't fade with time. It's still waiting for the next person foolish enough to sit down. Objects 6. The haunted wedding dress. Now imagine this, a beautiful wedding dress, bought in the 1800s by a young woman named Anna Baker. She was in love, ready to marry, but her wealthy father refused. He locked her away, and she never wore the dress, never married. But the dress? People say it didn't stay still. For years, it sat on display in the Baker Mansion in Pennsylvania, and visitors swore they saw it swaying, rocking back and forth like it was moving to music no one could hear. Some claimed they saw a figure wearing it. Others said they felt a cold hand brush against them as they looked. It's just a dress, silk and lace, but it carries the weight of a broken life, trapped in fabric that never got to fulfill its purpose. Object 7. The terrifying mirror of Myrtles Plantation. And finally, the mirror. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana is already famous for being one of the most haunted places in America, but the mirror? That's something else entirely. According to legend, a woman named Sarah Woodruff and her children were poisoned, and instead of passing on, their souls were trapped inside the glass. Visitors say they see faces in it, pale, pressed against the surface, watching. Sometimes handprints appear, small ones, like a child's, smudged against the glass. And no matter how many times it's cleaned, they don't fade. They just come back. People who've stood too close claim they see movement behind their reflection, like someone else is standing inside the mirror, waiting. So maybe it's just old stories, exaggerated over time. Maybe it's tricks of the mind. Grief, fear, coincidence. But when you hear the same stories passed down again and again about objects that should be lifeless, it makes you wonder, what if these things aren't just haunted? What if they're keeping score, just waiting for the next person who doesn't believe?